Es musste getan werden, was getan werden musste. Allah. Ich hab schon wieder... Nein. Was muss ich noch mal machen? Oh, gut. Oh, ich wollte ausweichen, aber der Ausweichen ist auf die falsche. Da! Oh, ich kann das gar nicht mehr. Alara, ich muss socken. Sie sind hier im Weg. Verkannst du sich auf seinem Rücken. Nervig. Nervig, sage ich dazu. Ey, yo. Ich vergesse immer, was das ist. Hey. Das nicht fair. Boom.
Ja, mit purer Absicht.
The snuff's ready.
The snuff's ready. Oh, he done.
Don't cry. Give him the pepper snuff.
Ja, mach ich. Hallo? Oh, verdammte. Junge, lass mich raus! Abgelenkt. Nein. Upsala.
No more crime for you until next month.
Irgendwas riecht hier richtig gut. Ja, perfekt.
Don't bother moving. You've lost. The snuff's ready.
Dein Hut ist nicht in Mode. Lay down. C'est pepper snuff. Bitch. Schon wieder so ein Hut.
The snuff's ready. Take a
Did
rest, my
it.
friend. Give him the pepper snuff.
Wo ist denn da noch einer? Ja, willst nicht rauskommen? Junge! Ey! Das war zu extrem. Boom!
To knock this guy out.
Perfect.
Don't bother moving. The snuff's ready.
We did it! Sorry, John. Es musste getan werden, was getan werden musste.
You've disappointed me so much, Sherlock.
Ich ist jetzt beleidigt. Hä? Wohin müssen wir?
Sherry,
Oh!
look! This seems familiar.
Hi, it's just me.
A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least. Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. VH Grindley Flow Blue tableware. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotti Company Limited. Let's see what's hidden there.
Damn.
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
Scusi, was ist los mit dir?
Sir. Don't hurt me.
It's all right. I won't harm you.
Like, this marble fella. It's like he was made after my image. You see it?
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Don't come any closer. One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Righto. Yes. Yep. Well, excuse me, sir. I think I hear... I've got to... It's better I leave.
Whoa. Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth.
Als ob der gerade wirklich abgehauen ist. Über den Zeppelin-Titelseite Codone Chronicle. Okay. Ja, und jetzt. Kann ich da auch durch? Nö. Nö. Okay. Let's go. Interessant. Gestohlenes Gemälde. Mr. Messuls Gemälde, das aus Mr. Vogels Galerie gestohlen wurde, befindet sich im Depot der Bernadotti Company. Was willst du, Woman?
Please don't shoot me. I have a family.
Hatte ich gerade nicht vor. Viele Geschäftspapiere, Frachtbriefe legal. Teures Papier, Emblem des Rathauses, Gala-Einladung.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk.
Fotografie eines jungen Mädchens verwandt. Große Sammlung.
Sherry, don't you think this office suits me?
Okay, let's talk.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Erstmal beobachten. Bandentätowierung unterscheidet sich von anderen. Arbeiterhände scheint nicht harte Arbeit. Hautschäden, litt an Mangelernährung. Pistole im Holster, kaltblütig. Ehering, verheiratet. Oha. Okay. Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Niccolo Bernadotti ist ein hartgesonnter Bandenanführer und berechnender Geschäftsmann. Er strahlt Selbstvertrauen aus und wirkt zugleich bedrohlich. Er wähnt sich grundsätzlich in Gefahr, weswegen er eine Pistole trägt, aber diese steckt zumindest im Holster. Upsala. Mr. Bernadotti entstammt einer Arbeiterfamilie, er wuchs in ärmlichen Verhältnissen auf und musste von Kindesbeinen an hart arbeiten. Die harte Schufterei und Mangelernährung führten dazu, dass er an Pellagra erkrankte. Diese Krankheit hat er überwunden, aber die Spuren sind weiterhin auf seiner Haut zu sehen. Obwohl er finanziell mittlerweile ausgesorgt hat, neigt er nicht zu Prasserei, was man an seinem vergleichsweise wenig auffälligen konservativen Kleidungsstil erkennt. Mr. Bernadotti und seine Männer haben unterschiedliche Tätowierungen desselben Stils. Diese Tätowierungen stellen höchstwahrscheinlich einen Code dar, welcher die verschiedenen Ränge einer durchstrukturierten und geheimen kriminellen Organisation repräsentiert. Also ich würde wirklich sagen, dass er Geschäftsmann ist.
Niccolo Bernadotti, I presume? The name is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm afraid I bring bad tidings.
Is that so?
The man you sent to the refugee camp failed in his task. He impaled himself on his own blade. Clumsy and chaotic end.
For a man who just broke onto my property, you are more businessman than brute. You have my attention, Mr. Holmes. Do not waste it.
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office.
As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping. The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you? How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, and I am compelled to ask why you want it. Who is the man visible in the photograph? An associate?
Not yet, Mr. Holmes. Though with this picture, That may change. The man in the photo is a British envoy on Cordona.
What exactly do you want from him?
My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for a favor.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom. You have rather diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled wildly, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotti. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me, as much as he deserves.
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotti.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.